Hello everyone, it's Kathy here, and today I'm going to share with you how to create these shaker ornaments. To start with, I'm going to create the frame, and I'm using these two dies which are from these nesting circle dies, and I'm nesting them together using some low tack tape. I'm running them through my die cutting machine, and I'm using some white cardstock, and you're going to do this for a total of 5 times, and you're going to create these little frames. I'm now going to create some more frames using the Combi Christmas, and I'm using the reverse side, and this is going to create the outer frame, and you're going to cut 2 of those. And I'm also using some foam sheets, and that's going to create one of the tags, and that's going to be the actual part that's going to create some dimension. And you still sandwich your machine in the way that you would normally cut cardstock, and I found that if you flip your foam over, it's easier to release it from the dies. So as you can see, I'm peeling off the central part with no problem, and here is the frame that you create. So you'll need 3 with the foam, 2 with the coloured paper, and the cardstock. You'll also need to create some solid circles using the largest of the frames, and that will create the back. The inside of the circles are going to be used to create the snowy hillside. So if you have a scalloped frame border die, that will be handy, and as you can see, I hand cut one and cut it out with some scissors. So I've just cut one out, and now I'm going to cut a second one using the same circle, just so that I can have 2 hills, and that's going to help create a landscape. So I'm running that through my machine again, and you'll see that it creates a smaller hill, and that can be layered to help create this landscape. Using one of the solid circles, I'm going to stamp a sentiment which is from the clear stamp set, which is part of the Peppermint Wishes, and I'm using my MISTI just so that I can line it up centrally and get a good impression as I stamp. So I'm going to glue my holly jolly background to the back of that, just so that it creates a nice interest. And I fussy cut out these cottages. I was really drawn to the cottages, and that's what gave me the idea of creating this landscape. And that's the reverse side of Combi Christmas. And so I'm just building up my scene now. So I'm using the cottages, plus I'm layering them in between the hills that we've just cut out with the middle of the frames, and the Christmas tree is from the collectibles. And just to finish off that Christmas tree, I'm just using a rhinestone, and I'm just adding some glue just so that it's got some stability. So now we're adding the frames, and you're just going to glue the 5 cardstock frames together to form the outer ridge, and that's going to give the shaker part of the ornament, and then glue that to the background. Then shake your shaker material inside, and then once you've done that, add some more glue, and then glue your acetate which you cut out with that larger circle die, and your frame, just to finish that off to complete your ornament. So now we're going to start the second ornament using another solid circle, and we're building up that scene using those cottages and just getting the placement. I'm just using a pencil just so that I can get my placement, just so I've got a bit of dimension by having some depth, having different sizes. Again, the Christmas trees from the collectibles. This time the frame is going to be created using the foam, and that will go around the outside. So all the die cutting that was done prior to this really makes the construction quite fast. A second solid circle was glued on the back just to give the shaker some stability, and now all the pieces are being added. So the shaker frame is glued to the back, the shaker material can be added, the acetate circle can be added to the top of the shaker frame, and then finally the Santa and Co, which is that striped paper, the reverse part of the paper, can be added on top. To add the ornament attachment, I've cut some ribbon and I'm just gluing it to the back of the ornament. For the second ornament, I found if I used double-sided tape it was easier, but glue works just fine, so I'm just gluing it together, and then once I'm happy with the placement and it's nice and straight, I had some metallic cord and I'm just tying a little bow just to finish it off. And I think it looks cute, and I think, you know, it will look nice as a decoration, or you could even give it away as a tag. So if you want to make one of these ornaments, please head over to the Kaisercraft website or to the blog to download the full instructions.